Welcome back to Jay's Reptile World Australia, everyone. After looking at the red belly black snake last week, this week we're going to be looking at another black snake species from Australia. This is the Collett snake. The Collett snake is endemic to Queensland. It's found out in central Queensland, with Tambo being the centre of its range. A beautiful species, this one. You see the orange and the grey on it. It's quite stirred up. He's not as active as the red belly, this one. This one I've had since a hatchling. You see yet again how they flatten out at the neck, similar to a cobra. Give you a good indication that you're dealing with a black snake species. Beautiful species. They're bright orange when they're hatchlings. They go a bit duller with age. You can still see the colours in it. Magnificent animal. They get to about 2.5 metres long, but they're very rare to be seen over 2 metres because they live right out in the centre of Queensland in quite a harsh environment. You also get a lot of king browns out in the same area. Eat a lot of frogs. A fella I know actually works at the Queensland Museum, Kieran. He actually filmed one of these climbing the bark of a tree. So they're leopard snakes are more arboreal than people actually realise. So all snakes have the potential to climb, and all snakes have the potential to swim. So some just do it more than others, depending on their habitat, where they're foraging for their prey items, and also where their refuges are within the environment. You can see what a beautiful species this is. This is wonderful colours in it. Just put that there so he doesn't flick around and bite me. So it's quite a placid male, this one. I actually know him really well, so that's why I haven't used the hoop bag with this one like I used with the red belly. Red belly I have is a bit more of a handful. This male, he's pretty good once you get him out. You see how he's flattening out, just loving that sunshine. It's been quite cold here over winter, so he's just absorbing the sun and he's loving it. So he'll lie there all day absorbing that sun if I let him. So you don't get many snakes with the orange colour that this species has. You see he's quite placid. A bit stirred up, but we're respecting his distance, being gentle, being slow, being calm. You should never strike them. So you respect the animals, they will always respect you. It's number one when you're dealing with any animal anywhere in the world. Respect and gentle is the key to handling all animals in the world. Looks like he's showing off for the camera, Brian.
I think so.
He's loving it. He's just loving that sunshine. It's actually getting quite rare, this species, in the wild. It's out where they live in central Queensland. It's all cattle country, so a lot of the habitat has been destroyed for cattle. So main places you get these now are along the creeks, the ridge tops, where the cattle don't really degrade the environment so much. It used to be very common out in central Queensland, but getting a lot less common now. There are a few refuges out there that the Queensland government and Australian government have set up for this species. But by and large, a lot of their habitat has been destroyed for cattle. Just loving the sun he is. Hasn't been many of this species brought into captivity. The original bloodstock come from 2 animals, so it would be good to actually, for the Queensland government to release permits for more to be taken into captivity just for the bloodlines, to keep strong bloodlines for the future. With the species under threat from habitat destruction, it would be a prudent thing to do. See how he blends into the earth there? You can walk out in the bush where this species is, and sometimes you nearly step on him, you can't see him with the red soils and the mottling on the ground from the leaf litter. You see he's just loving the sun. Once I got him out and he knew he was just getting a bit of sunshine, he's happy to just lie there and pose for the cameras. It's not as active as that red belly we looked at last week. She was a bit of a handful. She's always been a handful, that girl. This male, he's always been really good. You can pick him up without the hook normally. Always use the hook and then transfer him to your hands just for safety reasons. We always keep a pressure bandage on hand just in case of a bite. So if you ever get bitten by a venomous snake in Australia, first thing to do is stay as immobile as you can. Get that pressure bandage on the bite and up the limb as far as possible. Stay as still as possible and get other people to get you to the hospital. If you do that, you've got several hours to get to hospital. If you've been drinking, you're all hyped up, you don't get that pressure bandage on, well, you could be dead in half an hour. So, a pressure bandage and staying calm and still makes all the difference with Australian snakes. Can be different with certain snakes overseas in America and Asia, but in Australia with the leopards, that pressure bandage is always the best first aid treatment. He's posing really well, this boy. Doesn't even want to move, he just wants to enjoy the sunshine. See there, you can pick him up. See what a beautiful animal he is. See the orange on the belly? Amazing colours. Very few snakes in the world have the colours that this species has. One that comes to mind is the coral snake of South America. So they have a bit of orange on them. Not to the extent this species has. You see how much orange is on his body. It's 50% orange. He's starting to move a bit now. It's warmed up a bit and he's moving along. Probably just go into the sun a bit more and stop again. It's posing for Brian perfectly. Be another month or so and it'll be spring and all these animals will be up feeding and looking to mate again. So everything just slows down in winter. They don't need to feed, but they do like to come out and sun themselves. So just because it's winter doesn't mean you won't see snakes. They do like to come out during the day and enjoy a bit of sunshine. Help thermoregulate their body. See how his neck's flattening out there, a bit like a cobra. Doesn't flatten out to the same extent as a cobra, but all the black snake species in Australia do that. As I said last time, we'll be looking at the King Brown up at Cooktown over Christmas in Jim Symes' collection. Jim has a beautiful 7-foot King Brown. Magnificent animal it is. You actually can see it on our photographs on Instagram. You see Jim there holding a King Brown. See how placid this male is. Not worried about getting away, he's just cruising along enjoying the warmth. Not too worried at all. That's why I didn't need to use the hoop bag with him like the red belly. Well, that's it. I might put him away now. Get him third of the way down the body, over by the tail. See it? He doesn't hardly reacts at all when you pick him up. He's a beautiful animal, this one. I can pick him up by hand. I always like to be on the safe side. So. Well, that's it. That's your Collett snake, everyone. Stay tuned next week and we'll be looking at lace monitors. So make sure you like and subscribe and we'll see you then. See ya.